That's just what my niggas used to call me.
This motherfucker said black and ugly as ever.
There was Chris, which eventually became Big, and which eventually becomes Biggie. There's a big difference between Christopher Wallace and Notorious B.I.G.
You know, only certain people blessed with that type of voice that has an influence like that.
Personality is a motherfucker, man. Confidence is a motherfucker, man. You know what I mean?
You reach Chico Del Fat Voice now. Leave a message, somebody get back at you. Yo, Chick, Natty, what up? Yeah, back at the crib going through these beats. Got a couple more ducks on your way over. Alright. You reach Chico Del Fat Voice now. Yo, what's going on? DMPK today. You know what's good, where y'all gonna be at? Feature for the Big Club. You gonna be in St. James? Let me know. Later. You reach Chico Del Fat Voice now.
Yeah, where you at? I'm standing out here for like an hour and shit. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, it's a dream. Where y'all niggas at, man? See what I told you guys would come and pick me up. I'm ready. I have my camera with the footage. And I'm ready to go. I got some something special from Sheen Dog from Cali too. So come pick me up.
You reach Chico. Yo, Chick, man, where you at? It's 50. I'm trying my way to phone, so I'm trying to get up with you and Big, man. To the club, we going to the night with Matt right now. I'm on my way down there. I need to holler at Big. Alright, so tell him I'm on my way. Alright, 51.
The nigga was so fucking ill. It was like you would be around him, and for the first hour, you'd be like, this a fat motherfucker. Fat, ugly motherfucker at that. After that first hour being around this nigga, personality shining and all that shit, you forget all that shit about him. You just see a man. You know what I'm saying? A cool-ass motherfucker.
What's that? What's that, a day with B.I.G. or something? Huh?
My shit is just about me, yo. It's like an autobiography of myself, you know what I'm saying? You can take it any way you want. You can take it as you want to be like me, or you can take it as you want to stay away from what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? It's all on you. Everybody got their own mind, you know what I'm saying? Go to your parents for messages, you know what I'm saying? Come to me for good music. If you want some head and some liquor, I'm the nigga to turn to.
Yo, we're gonna get nice and hot and just kick it.
Wait, I got Chronic from LA. Sheen Dog erased me.
Bless me. Don't make no sense talking about it, live it. Ricky.
In May of 1972, in Brooklyn, New York, newly immigrated Jamaicans, George Latour and Valletta Wallace, welcomed baby boy Christopher into their world. And for the next 20 years of their lives, Valletta and Christopher made 226 St. James their home.
Everybody talking about the Hawks, cause they're nice. Heartbroken Hubert, Captain Chris, and Master Mike. Big Bad Barry, Scooty Scott, and Dizzy Don. We are the best all over town. If you mess with the Hawk, you are pressing your luck. Why is everybody always fucking with us? For Big to be so young and have the idea to let's lay out the crew, our anthem, give everybody names before you even knew what your name was. And this is, first grade. But it was like just so young, elementary school, just automatically knowing, well, I'm gonna take the front seat and try to drive this bus for everybody. Oh, this is elementary school. Over here, St. Peter Claver.
This is what you would call the genesis of Big, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, we linked up since kindergarten, so to see each other in first grade, it was a good look. So now we could stay together and keep building on what this was going to be like to live in Brooklyn and understand, you know, life after education. We just felt like we were sent off to try to go another route. You know, it could make you a target if you come out with the tie, of course. But, you know, you felt like, you know, they gave us another route to try to choose. And inside of you, you make your choice in time anyway.
I grew up on Washington between Gates and Fulton. He grew up on St. James between Gates and Fulton. So that's like right around the corner. The era where I grew up is like my parents, they was never strict on me. They always let me do what I wanted to do. I can go outside. You know, everybody knew each other every day we on the block. So one day I seen this guy on a bike, a friend of mine. And we 9, 10 years old. I was like, yo, let me get a ride. And he was like, all right. So I got on the bike and I went to the corner. I see this little boy come with his mother. And she came over and was like, give me my son's bike. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And, you know, the Jamaican accent is scary, and you young, and you hearing somebody, you know, screaming that Jamaican accent at you. And I'm like, oh, scared, don't know what to say. And I'm like, oh, God. So she took the bike, and I was considered a bad guy.
Back then, it was like almost a curse to be West Indian when you was young. They'd pick on you just because your mother came from Jamaica or something. So a lot of people kept it to themselves. Nobody really knew our background, and, you know, because we was tight. We knew each other's mothers, you know, in our family. That's how we knew.
When you came to Chris's house, you knew you were in a Jamaican's house. You know, his mom's accent was strong, proper but strong, loud, and she did play music and whatnot. And the aroma, the scents, cooking up the fish, the whole fish, and it was just a Jamaican atmosphere.
He was the type where his moms used to always call him out the window to come eat. Like she'd call him, Christopher, you gotta come upstairs and eat. It could be 6 o'clock. And we outside on the stoop just having fun, just sitting there talking, eating. And he'd be like, all right, I'm coming upstairs to eat. And I'd be like, damn, your mom's calling you to come upstairs and eat? Yo, you got it good, man. Your mom's love you.
My mom's was a single parent. My pops left my mother when I was like maybe a year and 2 months, something like that. And she just been handling her business by herself from there. I wasn't no help, you know what I'm saying? But she handled hers. She proud of a nigga, you know.
She tells that great story about how they got into an argument, she hung up the phone, and he stayed on the phone for hours until she forgot that he was even on the phone and picked up the phone again, and he was still there and said, I'm not going anywhere until you tell me that you love me. You know, and then of course she does. I mean, he was always wanting to make her proud.
In Catholic school, I mean, regular kids pick on you. We got picked on every day. We had to fight. We was like regular kids, you know what I'm saying? They thought we was soft, but we wasn't soft, you know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of things that came with wearing that uniform, definitely.
Neither of us had older brothers. So that not having that, nobody could school us and let us know about the steps to take. We get out of school here, you know, as soon as we step out the building, take off the ties. And then either we go to Franklin Avenue.
We get out of school, gather up our money, walk, talk a lot of shit, whatever, play video games until our moms be looking for us, man. Then we be missing in action. This is what kids did, you know what I'm saying? We played games, ate pizza, ate till we got sick, and that was that. We had like a little organization in elementary school, the Hawks. We used to actually have a person that kept the money, a person that dealt with arms. We didn't have guns or nothing, but it was just, you know, it was set up in a certain way, and Big set this whole thing up.
But as far as having a knack for things, it was just always there, even in art, draw well, you know, look at anything, draw it, always had the graffiti thing down. Even though Chris ended up browning, it was nice with the marker.
When he came to school, it was just like nothing in him. When he was on the honor roll, he didn't care about that. You know, his mother was proud of him, but he was like, so what? We both got kicked out of high school, me and Big. And when he got kicked out, he had like 1 credit for 4 years.
4 years of high school, 3 years, 1 credit. He didn't go to no classes. So the school thing wasn't him from a long time ago. Somehow he breezed through elementary and junior high school. By high school, he just said, forget about it.
That's what more vivid memory, just not even being in that motherfucker for no longer than maybe 2 periods. Just jetting, going to smoke some weed, hang out with my niggas.
The only person he really knew on the block was me and a few other guys, you know what I'm saying? But they wasn't into the things he really wanted to get into. After a while, it was like, yo, you know, come with me, let's get some money. And he was like, yo, what you doing? I told him, yo, I hustle, you know, I deal in my little 1-2 thing, come here, yo, blah, blah. He was like, all right, I'll hang out with you, but I gotta come back.
I can even remember a scenario from this school where Big, when he first started hustling, and somebody gave him some work, which is crack. He gave him some work to get it off. Big never came back to school. He took the crack and never came back. That was it. So what happened was I knew the guy. He was like, yo, you know, what can you do? I mean, I'm gonna hurt him if I don't get my money. But I was like, just relax. So let me talk to his moms or whatever. So I was kind of the mediator. I stepped in and his mother, we arranged a meeting. His mother actually paid the drug dealer off for Big.
When I was in the hood, we was selling drugs. We was robbing and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? So the community wasn't really by our side. Like, there wasn't no shit where they was liking us. Nobody liked us in the area. But at the same time, we had to eat. My daughter had to eat, so we was doing what we had to do, regardless, no matter what the community felt about it.
His mother didn't really know too much of what he did in the street, which she never came back and had to tell her. But after a while, she wasn't stupid. She was figuring out, yo, what are all these guys hanging with you for? Who's these guys with all this jewelry on and the cars and the door, boom, 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 all night. I can't sleep, and you know, something ain't right. But he always be like, yo, ain't nothing, my friends,
Big told me stories of he's leaving the house wearing one thing, going up on the roof, changing all of his clothes, and then going out on the street, being somebody completely different.
There was at times where she felt like she failed, you know what I'm saying? She waking up to go to work in the morning, I'm still on the corner, still trying to finish my little bit of drugs. She felt like she failed, you know?
We used to come to the house and have guns on us. You know, we used to have like all type of pocket knives and gadgets and, you know, all type of shit in the crib. Work bagged up in bags, and sometimes there might be a hole in the bag and 2 or 3 might fall out your pocket on the couch or on the chair. And his mother come and find it, and she'd be like, whose stuff is this? And he'd be like, Chico. And I happened to be with him and come up there later on. What's up, Chris? Chico, I'm not letting you into my house. And I'll be like, what I do, Miss Wallace? I don't want this stuff in my house. And I'm like stuck, don't know what to say. And he in the back behind her, like, and I'm like stuck. And she cursing me out. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Miss Wallace, I won't do it no more. And, you know, she'll walk away and he'd be like, yo, good looking, yo. You know what I'm saying? And that always used to be funny to me because I used to be like, yo, man, stop doing that, man.
Because of this, every time I come in the hallway, I'm hearing this nigga a voice every time.
So everything he always did, he used to be like, it's Chico. So one day she called him in a lie. She said, Chris, I found some stuff. He like, oh, mine. She stopped, yeah, it's Chico's, right? We all start laughing, and she even started laughing after a while because it's like unbelievable. That game started getting rough for him, you know what I'm saying? And he started, you know, getting into girls. He was really having all type of girls coming to the crib all the time, and he popped up with a baby. And, you know, his mom was like, yo, you just a street, you know. And he's like, no, it's not like that, Mom, only if you knew.
Brooklyn is the land of us, man. When you're in it, you're stuck in it. There's nowhere to go after that, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything else is just an imitation, man. Believe me when I tell you. Everybody try, but they don't succeed. Brooklyn is the real shit.
While Big knew the corners of St. James and Fulton, so did 5-0. With friction from police, Big and his crew were forced to hustle on other corners. Across town on Bedford and Quincy, Big met Chico's friend D-Rock, and though their friendship was built on hustling, another talent of Big's would soon emerge.
They always knew Big as a hustler. They didn't know nothing about rhyming. He never was the dude that rhymed. He always kept his, you know what I'm saying? We keep our gangster up.
He was Biggie Smalls, the notorious gangster. You know what I mean? So he was like versatile. Niggas ain't even know he rap. Nigga though he was the biggest, blackest nigga. Yo, that's your man? Yo, who Duke, son?
D-Rock's crew at the time had a rap group called the Old Gold Brothers, also known as OGB.
I used to hustle on Bethany and Quincy with my man D-Rock.
Beautiful.
And he brought a guy to me, said, yo, he's nice, he need a DJ. So I said, bring him through. He brought him through. Big said, yo, I want you to be my DJ.
B.I.G., when we came to the OGB, it was all over. You know, it was like a totally different story, you know? That guy, you know, and you didn't think he could rhyme or anything. He ate everybody in his path, you know? And we was happy to have him.
Shit changes, you know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. And I think me hustling, selling drugs, it schooled me to the streets a lot. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? I learned some things you can do and some things you can't do. You know? Selling drugs forever is something you can't do. You cannot do that. You will eventually die or go to jail. That's a fact.
We had Bedford and Quincy. This was where the love was at, where the notorious B.I.G. This was his relaxation home, where from the OGB crew. This is where it all started from. We used to stand on the corner, you know, hang out, have our little music on, and at the time, you know, you could stand on the corner, drink a beer. That was all good back then. That was the good days.
We used to hang out on the avenue, drink our beers, smoke our weed, get high, whatever, have fun. And right after that, 50 would be like, let's go make a tape. So we go down to the basement.
We used to like get drunk and high and go in his basement. And I used to just rap over instrumental beats. And 50 used to tape everything.
Every time he came around, it was more about us making music and just hanging out.
All he did was crack jokes, you know, dance, smoke, crack jokes, eat.
Big was known as MC Questin, B.I.G. That was his, I think, first MC name, you know. And then he just started flipping it over to Biggie Smalls.
You know, and then it's just over a regular breakbeat. That's what made it so fantastic. But it was just so simple. Just two turntables and a mic.
The basement had a boiler. It had a oil tank. It had a hot water tank. And it had a whole bunch of big open space. It was the actual basement.
I got the regular turntables all the DJs got, 1200s. I got a nice Gemini mixer, a regular amp, a tape deck. That's all I had at the time, and a mic. 2 records, a mic, that's it. No studio, no digital. Straight scratching the mics.
Rhyming with big men and be like, yo, you couldn't come here bum ass, son, half stepping.
Every time I wrote a rhyme, I always wrote it to what I heard him say. It always had to be better than what he was saying. Because everybody else I wasn't really worried about. But Big, I knew he was going to be a problem.
It was a privilege to be even acknowledged like, yo, son, you want to rock? You know what I mean? Bed rock. It was a thing that it was like, yo, and I was like, that's what's up. You know what I mean? I had to go to the crib real quick. You know what I mean? Then came back out. You know what I mean? Then like, all right, I'm ready. Because that's how Big was. You know what I mean? It was like, no mistakes allowed. You know what I mean? You need practice, nigga. You rehearse. I needed that. He did. That's my dude.
You had everybody out here, they barbecue and everything. And this place was closed at the time. We had the set right here, and Big was right here, and you felt the love right there.
50 used to bring his set out there, and that was a regular thing we would do. He would bring some speakers out, I would bring some speakers out. He would call people, but really when we bring the music out, a lot of people used to come. And then Big was one of the guys that would come through. And that was it. Next thing you know, it's like 200 people standing on the street.
In the video, you seen him having a good time, you know? Even the time when I was on the turntables and he was dancing, it was an open mic. 50 was just throwing beats on, and, you know, he wanted to make sure he represent for OGB. So you had the cat from Fulton came around, and he was all right, so it just turned out to be a battle. You had cars stopping just to see what was going on, and then you see this fat guy
you know, with the lazy eye on the mic, and he's just flowing. Before we had the mural, you had my name up on the wall, Mr. R, you had the big on there, you know, and then, you know, as he rhyming, you know, I'm on the turntables, 50 on the turntables, you know. It was so much love out here, man, you didn't want it to end. We started in the afternoon and it ended at night, you know, we were still going on.
When guys come around and they wanted to rhyme, when they saw Big come on, nobody ain't want to touch that mic. And he wasn't even signed yet. They just knew.
People say that Big never wrote anything down. He didn't have to write that. That's not true. He wrote it down. In the beginning, he wrote it down.
When I first met him, he had this book. This is the only time I seen this book when I first met him. He left it here. He did the demo, no more book. He never wrote. This was before I met him, he had this book. He left it here, he never used it again.
He would say certain things about, oh, this guy want me to make a demo, I gotta eat. Nobody was really thinking about the future, like how big it really was gonna go.
How did you feel about the first time you heard your demo tape?
I wasn't really tripping about the first time I heard it. I mean, I wasn't really getting no money yet, so, you know, it wasn't really no big shock or nothing.
I was trying to get Big to my crib to make some demos, you know, but he was like, yo, I can't do that, man. 50 is my DJ, this and this and that. So he went back and told 50. He said, yo, man, I want me to come there and, you know, make a demo and this and that, you know. And 50 took B.I.G. to the basement, right? Made a little tape.
He got to the basement, he knew what he wanted. We doing some uptown beats. He kicked 3 songs from there. That was it.
My initial feeling hearing the demo was the second coming of Big Daddy Kane.
You go back and you listen to Duke Ellington when he's playing live, and Duke, right when he would get to the height of the swing, he would grunt like, ugh. And you hear that. I mean, it's so organic, like, because what that tells you is like this cat is so deep into the groove, and Big did the same thing, like, you know, Big, and that would be almost like a verse.
His ad-libs, and everything you remember. That's, you know, only certain people blessed with that type of voice that has an influence like that.
Mr. C heard it, and he thought I was dope. And then they introduced me to this kid, Matty C from The Source. And we just jumped on Unsigned Hype. They had like some shit for unsigned artists. They sent them the tape and shit. So they liked the tape, put our picture in the magazine or whatever. Then Matty saw Puffy at a club.
I received a phone call from Puff saying that he wanted to hear some new material, some Unsigned Hype material, some stuff, whatever. And went up there and I played him, you know, a little bit of the Biggie demo.
He's ain't tired of doing the heavy shit, the Mary shit, Jodeci shit. He want to do some hard shit, some street shit. So Matt let him hear my shit, and he liked it.
Immediately, once he liked it, that was his first kind of thing he wanted to find out. It's like, how does he look? And obviously, he's a big, heavy-set guy. I got that point across. But he wanted the more particulars on the heavy set. Like, are we talking heavy D heavy, or are we talking Fat Boys heavy?
Like with Big, I tried to make him look like almost what we try to do with Heavy D as a sense, you know what I'm saying? Have him, as far as clothes-wise and image-wise, be able to wear and move around and look the same as a guy that was 150 pounds lighter than him. And even though it sounds little, that's something that's very impressive to people, you know what I'm saying? When a fat guy doesn't look fat.
That nigga Puff definitely saw something. He saw the big picture. Like, he was like, yo, I want to make this dude into a star.
The way I did the Unsigned Hype, I made a big deal myself not to even look at the photograph before I listened to the demo, to try to get the most objective perception on the music. Most people, including Puff, had a different approach when they were listening to unsigned material. They wanted the whole picture. They wanted to know the look, if not first.
He was like 6'4", you know, 300 pounds. You probably wouldn't even think that those type of words or those type of things would be coming out of his mouth. He looked like he needed to be on a football team or something like that.
The street rhyming was so hard at the time, too, where, you know, you could still visualize everything that he was saying then, too.
On top of the whole rough gangster element thing to his lyrics, I think that he was also just straight lyrically talented, too. I mean, gangster and rough didn't have nothing to do with it. This dude was talented.
Big, he rhymed almost like he talked, you know. It wasn't like he was trying
to perform. It was just like him speaking to you.
Live from Bedford-Stuyvesant, son, the livest one, representing BK to the fullest. Gats, I pull it. You know, it was something about the way he would say stuff, you know, that you just loved it. He could say what he wanted and you would dig it because it was just, his flow was just beautiful.
He said, fuck the world, fuck my moms and my girl. My life is played out like a jerry curl. I'm ready to die. All right, so I let him finish the lyric. He came out the booth. Everything I was like, yo, you know, you just said, fuck your moms. He like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, Mo? That's how I'm feeling right now, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm ready to die.
It wasn't no one particular thing that he did good. I think he did everything good. And then, like I said, the voice was the key thing.
His voice was so different, you know, you could just hear everything he said. He was clear. You know, I was like, damn, yo, he's definitely gonna make a lot, you know. His rhymes just crazy, so classic.
I would say Biggie and Busta is two of the most rhythmic dudes that I ever heard rhyming, and like they both got Jamaican roots in them. Maybe that's got something to do with it.
To assure that he would not lose touch with his heritage, every summer of his childhood, Christopher would vacation with his mother to her native Jamaica.
Chris would go out of town for a while. We wouldn't know where I went back home. He had an uncle down there that was the toughest man in Jamaica. He always come back and tell us, Jamaicans are this, Jamaicans are that, you know.
His heritage of him being, you know, from Jamaica or whatever it is, that helped it a lot too. It helped his flow and his voice. It wasn't like anybody else's voice.
Definitely the musical influence. He would come back and say, you know, music is big down there. Always wanted to be an MC. I mean, first rhymes I remember had to have been 10 years old, maybe before.
You know, you go through this whole like black psychology. Black people once were dissed, and particularly the darker you were, the worse it was. Here's a cat who's like, yo, no fronting. You know I'm not some matinee idol. Heartthrob never, black and ugly as ever. However, I stay Coogee down to the socks. In other words, in spite of that, I'm still pimping.
Call Big Mama over here. It's like a pop on a jawbone. Come here, man. Why are you playing so much?
Come on, why you got the window halfway down?
Excuse me, Big Mama.
Here it is, he's saying, this is what you think, but this is what I really am. And that's part of what, you know, I think appealed to people. And I mean, one of the things that C's talked about was after Big Papa became this, you know, international smash, all of a sudden, his size fed into his sex appeal.
This motherfucker said black and ugly as ever and was getting more hoes than a little bit. You know what I mean? Faith, she ain't nothing to sneeze at.
This is my woman.
Lil' Kim, she ain't nothing to sneeze at. The nigga had women. You know what I mean? Personality is a motherfucker, man. Confidence is a motherfucker, man.
I know we're gonna do. It's not total moms like. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Missy.
Notorious B.I. motherfucking G. Excuse me.
It wasn't even a Bad Boy yet. It was Uptown Records with Andre Harrell, and Puffy was the intern.
At this time, Uptown MCA had Jodeci, Mary J. Blige.
People on staff like Butt Naked Tim Dog, Heavy D was on the label. It was a fledgling hip-hop / R&B label.
B.I.G. was the first thing that blew him. Like, there was nothing else on Puffy's mind but B.I.G. on the time, man.
Big signed for a healthy 6-figure deal to Uptown.
I met a nigga from the hood that got rap skills, man. He came up with my shit. I bumped into Puff, bumped into my man Gucci Don. Niggas took me the right route, you know what I'm saying? Now my shit is tight. I'm living better now, Gucci sweaters now, you know what I'm saying? It's all good. I was fucked up, now I'm doing all right. That's all.
After his relationship began to strain with Andre Harrell, Puffy was forced to leave Uptown Records. Taking a host of artists along with him, including Biggie, it didn't take long before Arista CEO Clive Davis offered to be the parent company to Combs' own label.
For sure. It's time to flip the song. For sure. All right. We call Bad Boy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, all right. Big ain't fucking with y'all? Yeah, we got Big, we got Craig Mack. Yeah, them niggas. We got Mary J. Blige. Yeah.
We had a vibe going on in New York, like Tribe Called Quest, this and that and that. And the West Coast was really focused real hard on gangster and everything. They already had Snoop, Dre, Ben had NWA, Ice Cube and things like that. But I think for New York, Biggie was that.
New York was looking for like a hero to rally around, you know what I mean? And it's not a disrespecting to anything else, but it's just like, you know, who was the next in line? And he was a part of like a special class of artists that all kind of came up in that period, you know what I mean? But he definitely was at the head.
See, we get into the music and we find out where all the big Willie crackers is at, and we take them down slowly but surely. Slowly but surely. Take them down slowly but surely. Don't make no sense taking no money. See, what we do is, anything we see that we want, we take it and we put the shit in the bag.
Biggie was given an opportunity to do a song for the Who's the Man soundtrack.
If you ever heard a Last Poets album, like to me, I call their songs like routines, man. It's real setup. It's like songs with no music. They got the bongos going, and then they talking, and there's poetry. It's rap.
I remember we were out there. It was big seas, you know, right there in front of the fried chicken store. You know, the plastic cups, E&J and ginger ale, just, you know, just everything being passed around. And then Mo B pulls up it was like a brown Acura.
I had this Acura, man. I was just like his chauffeur. I didn't mind being with him, you know. It was kind of like a good thing to be with him. Only thing that wasn't good was my truck. My car used to be leaning to one side. One day, I had a tape of it. I went over there and I played it to him. He was like, yo, that's hot. You need to put that in a song. I'm saying to myself, like, what he gonna do with that? It was from a routine called Niggas Is Scared of Revolution. The song is going on all the way, it gets to the end, and it goes, and you know, and I know, niggas love party and bullshit and party and bullshit. We go into the studio, did our first songs and everything, and I was like, yo, dude is incredible. He is everything that Mr. C and Puffy and everybody was saying about him. When I heard the song, what he put together, it made sense. If you never heard the Last Poets version before, there's people who just look at that like, yo, that was a dope hook. Yeah, that was fly. But if you listen to the Last Poets song, it was kind of inverted. That's what he did.
I got into the shit to tell a story, you know what I'm saying? Just to let niggas know how I feel about the situation.
To me, this is one example of how postmodern hip-hop culture's always been. When Biggie flipped a Last Poets sample that was critical of, you know, excessive partying and made that into a party song.
In the clip of the song, he'd be like, and a fucking fight broke out. And you hear niggas, yo, big. We'll all start fighting in the clubs and shit like that. We'll be in the back waiting for that Pacific scene to come on. And then we start wilding on each other. And people start running and everything. Security run over there, then the song come back on. We all jumping.
With Big's buzz growing, he headed to the studio to begin recording his first album, using some of the hottest producers in hip-hop. Biggie and Puffy put together an album not only reflective of Big's state of mind and personality, but one that could appeal to everybody.
I didn't want to be that ghetto corner rapper. You know, when I had my dreams of getting in the game, it wasn't just to get in the game and still be on the corner. Like, you know, I wanted to do all of that, you know, and I know in order to do that, there's certain things that you have to do. It's just a way you can pinch it off and just add your flavor to it.
When I first was like hearing like Biggie's songs, like Me and My Bitch, the joint wasn't even mastered yet. I was telling cats, yo, let me get an acapella. It wasn't even done. I was like, I'm gonna go home and just remix it and just play around with it.
The original first of Me and My Bitch, before Puffy got on the shit, like, I had the shit on tape, like I got it right then. Like, it was so rare that the engineer didn't even want to fucking wait for me to even set the tape up for him to simultaneously record the shit on that to tape. So I had to actually rush my tape, like listen to it in my Walkman to get it set, to throw the shit on the fucking cassette deck so he could put it on there like right then.
Puffy was like trying to, he didn't want to like let any of the producers go with acapellas, but I was sneaking them bad boys. I was remixing before the song was even mastered.
When we used to go out to Cali and shit, I was playing this tape and nobody had it, so everybody was sitting there and they used to like rush me for the shit. Yo, play that big shit. Yo, play that Biggie shit. I was like, nah, it ain't time for that. I'm not playing it now. It was real selfish. So, yo, fuck that. I'll play when I want to play it. Yo, play that Me and My Bitch shit. That shit is funny. Play it. And I'll play it. Everybody will sit there shaking their head. Yo, son, Biggie's ill. Yo, that shit is ill. I like that.
Whenever we came into the studio, Biggie had to have some weed.
I need C's to come up in the piece and roll up a blunt.
You?
So I could motherfucking smell the smoke.
At some point in the studio, some chicks, some girls is coming by. Some at some point, they was just gonna be there. So he had to have the women. I noticed he had to have some weed.
I can't really make no moves if I ain't high. If I do, just be regular shit, but not as far as writing no rhymes or nothing. I just gotta get in the mode, you know what I'm saying? Get my little drink on, my little smoke on, get the beat in me, and just flow on from there.
It was easy for me to just go to the studio and smoke out with him and eat chicken wings and shit before we even start, That was just routine. Weed is on the table and chicken wings is getting ordered. We're gonna smoke out, we're gonna eat, we're gonna drink, and then studio work is gonna get done. And then we're gonna do it all over after that.
That's alcohol? There is a God.
And along the way, another thing too, it was always most of the time about humor. Big was the biggest comedian and joke player that you could ever think. Him and Junior Mafia, they was just like clowns in the studio, just having mad fun.
Yo, I tell you, I came out the train station, right? This Muslim nigga was clocking me and shit, right? Nigga with the bow tie and all that. Boom. Clocking me and she just stepped up to me. He's like, yeah, excuse me, my brother, you live around here? I was like, yeah. He was like, what you doing? I was like, I'm getting ready to go meet my man, you know what I'm saying? He's like, yeah, you meet your boys. I'm gonna get charged, right? Charged? I'm saying I'm going to meet my man. He's like, yo, follow me. So boom, me being the fool ass nigga that I am, I'm following this nigga. Boom, I hit the corner, I see my man. I was like, oh, there go my man right there. He's like, why don't y'all call me down to the sun? Oh, you trying to take us up in that joint. To where? Trap us. The big meetings. The big shit. The big, everybody come down. Yeah. Also, follow me shit.
Imagine Biggie with a big white gown on it.
You couldn't see it.
You listen to the records and you see the videos and you don't really see that side of them, but he'll have you damn near pissing on yourself, man.
Big was a gambler. And he would gamble with friends, family, whatever. Put your money down. You want to come out? Let's go. Big will go get a room somewhere if you want to gamble for real.
That motherfucker hurt, right? What's that, man?
He had no problems winning or losing. Like, he was funny with it.
What's this?
Keep that track. Go to another track.
It's all my money back. Look,
If he gave it to you, it's
I like y'all niggas steal. Every time y'all need a show on the strip, I do it for 15.
Yeah.
No beef. 14. 15. What is this though, man?
17. 18. 20.
On Fulton, me and my brothers owned a pizzeria. We used to have a downstairs little exclusive part where the fellas hang out while business is conducted upstairs. We was gambling. One of my friends came in with a lot of money, and we was all gambling regular, $30, $40. That's regular in the hood. So the guy's losing. So every time Big lift up his foot, it looks like he got like $3 down there, when he got like 600. And the guy had like a bank of a couple of thousands. So he's trying to cover everybody, and here goes Big with $600 down. And then he picks it up, so I laugh at everybody like, Big, you just put down $600? Like, yeah. He goes again, he has 800 down the next time, and he's winning. Big cleans him out.
His respect for money was different now that he was getting it on a real regular basis. Like, he was really seeing the show money come in, and his just different appearances and writing and doing remixes and doing all the different work. Like, he was feeling appreciative for now this exposure and this opportunity to really live his life.
A lot of times, without a notebook pad or whatever, he'd just be sitting there just doing this. You call him, huh? And the next thing you know, be half hour, 20 minutes, whenever later, you jump up. All right, Mo, I'm ready to do the joint, man. Like just like that. When he was in the booth, usually he would do like one track, and then he would his one rap track, and he'd do his hooks. But then after the lyric hook setup, then he would come and he'd do his ad libs and all of that and everything. And occasionally he would double things.
Yo, so if I put my doubles on it, that's gonna sound chunky? Nah. What's the deal? School me, C's. What's up?
Nah.
What?
Do it.
Do what?
The backgrounds.
Yeah, do my backgrounds and that's it. I can float, right?
Yeah. It's the right length. It's cool, man.
What's the deal, Hawk? School me, man. The right is tight.
You know what all rappers say, like Dave Chappelle said, turn my headphones up. That was like his biggest complaint. Like turn my headphones up. Turn my headphones up.
Check it out. Turn the motherfucking beats up. Oh, I got to hear it louder than that. Oh, yeah. Now turn the mics down a little bit.
He was a no-nonsense type of dude going in that booth, man. As long as them headphones was loud enough for him, the music was right, he'd go in there and bang the track out and come out. And I'm not talking about somebody that go in there for like hours and stuff. Not Biggie. He wasn't going in there until it was ready.
Just finished the round, tighten it up in the brain cell. About to go up in there, set up the mics, lay that down. You know what I'm saying? Hook it up a little bit. We got to be up out of here, though. We only got about an hour left, so I'm trying to handle the real quick. You want me to call you when I come to the crib, bro? All right, I'm going to call you. One, baby.
I just think that he just said what was on his mind. I don't even think he wrote down a lot of things at first. I think he just went in and just, heard the beat and found a groove and said, yo, this is going to be the flow that I'm going to put on this beat or this particular track.
In his mind, his imagination was just, whatever came to mind, he wanted to put it on that track and make sure that the flow, like I said, it fit the track. And I think that's what he did the best.
When he would flow, and it's a hard thing to do, to keep that tone, the melodic, the voice, then I squeeze 3 at your cherry M3 easily. A lot of cats learned off Big, because cats weren't really doing that.
Niggas just trying to eat. That's all I look at it as. Niggas want to eat food. Niggas is tired of being on the streets. Niggas tired of robbing and stealing. Niggas tired of selling drugs. They got little rap skills. They want to put their shit out and try to get some money. Niggas tired of being on the hood fucked up. I mean, if they think coming off the streets is destroying yourself, man, fuck it.
I seen everything he was going through, man, out there on the street. It was rough. I guess he felt like at that time he was doing what he had to do. Imagine you yourself, you trying to make it, you get in the news that your mother, she's got breast cancer. You feel doomed. You feel pushed into a corner. You feel like you gotta do something. I guess that was his way of saying, I'm ready to die.
One day he came out the house, he's like, yo, I wrote a song about you and your brothers, like about y'all. And I'm like, yeah? He's like, yeah, it's called Everyday Struggle. I was like, wow, but I was like, when you come up with an idea to write a song about me and my brothers, like, he saw an idea. He saw some type of topic that needed to be touched on. Everyday struggle was it, because he used to see how much we used to struggle every day, owning a business.
I remember us all sitting on Grand Avenue listening to that beat forever. And Biggie sitting there like, wow.
I had such a hard time to find that sample, man, because I did it and didn't save it.
And then they wanted it, and then you had to find the sample.
Yeah, I had to find it, yo. I was looking everywhere trying to find the sample, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take it right off the tape. Big was like, yo, that's gonna be the single.
Yeah, I
but
remember
as soon as he pulled the shit off, I heard the Juicy sample. I was like, oh man. And I ain't even hit the vocals to that yet, and it was just, I
remember him saying he wanted to rhyme over that.
Yeah, I remember him pitching to Matt, like, that he was gonna get on Juicy.
He was gonna get on.
And Matt was on some real like, you sure?
Yeah, I wasn't really crazy.
He was like, yo, Matt, watch when I get on it though.
The video for Juicy was to represent the life Big envisioned for himself. What was once all a dream was now becoming a reality.
The budget was there that provided for the house, that accommodated for the lifestyle that Big visualized. He had his whole crew with him, and the finesse on the shoot was real. Puff had his people, Big had his people, Junior Mafia was in the building, and everybody was having fun. It was family, but that's how the music industry was in the early 90s. It was a party, whether they said action or not. You know what I'm saying? Big is a character. He's going to be making jokes and clowning, and everybody's going to be running around, and it's just the excitement of the entertainment business.
If you listen to like Juicy, to me, that's like a manifesto. That's like, you know, Karl Marx or something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, it's about social mobility.
It's like a barbecue record, though. That's an instant. That's like every Brooklyn, Queens, all boroughs was going to react to.
Big Papa too. I remember him saying, "I want to rhyme over that Bonita Applebum remix, word for word."
The Big Papa track, I had it for a while. And Puff just told me, "Yo, man, you write something dope to this song, yo. It's damn near certifying your platinum shit. I know." And his track record is like damn near 99%. He don't really do nothing that fails. So I take his word for a lot of shit, which was true. Once I put the Big Papa shit out, the album just soared to platinum. Big Willie, first Brooklyn nigga to go platinum. You know, that's all good. Living in the hood.
I'm not liking on the producer. Most producers are better than me, you know what I'm saying? But they know how to, I don't know how to play the instruments, program the machines or nothing, you know? So
how do you work with the studio?
I mean, I have people that program for me and play the music, the chords, and you know, keyboard stuff for me. I just hum the melodies and tell them how I want them to put the beat together. My stuff is less of a science and more of a feeling, you know what I'm saying?
Big love, Puff. That was his brother.
Man, Puff is real tight. That's my boy. He look out for me. You know what I'm saying? He took me out the streets, gave a nigga a chance. It's like I love for him.
Big is the only person that I ever seen that Puff just wouldn't spaz out on.
The biggest thing with Puff and Big, besides music, was really just making him change his rhymes up.
To me, like from a songwriting perspective, like the way like he's just killing it and kind of just thugging it out, like subtle. You know, the jewels are in there, but then he's still keeping it slick, keeping it clean. You know, just that's when you're like, oh man.
A lot of other people take, well, you know, he used to sell drugs and now he's doing good. But a lot of niggas used to sell drugs, they never really talked about it. I just think it's the music, you know what I'm saying? The lyrics itself is tight, the music is tight. And you know what I'm saying, with my management and with Puffy and everybody, you know what I'm saying, they a little extra added, you know what I'm saying, it helps.
So all the producers on that album, I think that was a rare breed of a mixture of people that was put together to make a classic album at that time. And all of us had our own different styles that we brought to the album. You know, Easy Mo B had his style, Lord Finesse had his style, we had our style, you know, and the other producers, Premier had his style, and it made a classic album.
I did Warning, Give Me the Loot, Machine Gun Funk, the title track, Ready to Die. Did I say the one?
The first shit that I said when I first saw him was like, God damn, this nigga got a big ass gap between his teeth and shit. You know what I'm saying? But I knew he was an OG, you know what I'm saying? I knew I respected that. I respected what he did and shit. When I heard the beat, it was like I was even more of a fan. We had did a show at the Muse, and he performed there that night. He had on the B.I.G. shirt and all that, the black and yellow shit. And that was the night I met him. He approached me and asked me to do the joint with him and shit. He said he fucks with me.
Big always loved Meth the most from the jump.
I think the proof is in the pudding if you listen to the first album, because I'm the only person on the first album. He thought of like a catchy way for me to bring in my verse. I built on my verse from there. We wrote our verses right there that night. It was a real cool environment. He had a good vibe about him and shit. I had already known Puff, you know? So it was cool. It was real cool.
You just see Big sitting there at the console, just backwoods, smoking down to the bone, just hash marking on the paper, nodding his head. Not writing, just bars. And then 2 takes, done.
As far as the hook go, we both had our input on the hook. You know what I'm saying? It was like, my shit was the fuck the world, don't ask me for shit. Everything you get, you got to work hard for it. He came with the honey, shake your hips. You don't stop. Niggas pass the clips, keep on. When when you in the zone and you vibing with somebody that you know is just as good, it's like two actors. It's like Pacino and De Niro doing scenes together. It's magic because he know that Pacino got his shit together. Pacino know De Niro got his shit together. So when they throwing little shit at each other, the other one's catching it and he's rolling with it because they professionals with it. Same shit with me and Big.
You listen to that song, man, it sound like they actually just like going at it. It's like two dudes that they friends and they cool, but they sparring. You ever seen that before? Big was on a track with you. No matter how cool he was with you, it was like he was sparring with you. Always vying for that high competitive spot.
At that point in time, it was like Wu-Tang was the shit. So, you know, I was real cocky back then. I didn't give a fuck who I was rhyming with. You know what I'm saying? But I liked Sun music.
He actually came to me and said, I think Meth got me on this record. And I was like, really, what are you talking about? He said, yo, I think Meth got me. I said, what do you mean you think he got you? He's like, yo, I think he spit more flame shit than me on my own shit. I was like, nah, I don't know about that.
Meth's part was hot. It was hard. He had some hard lyrics on there, but just the same, Big had a nice little part on there too. I think they was neck for neck.
I don't think I got him. I think we was dead even on that. I wouldn't even, you know what I'm saying, feed into that right there. But if he felt that way, you know, he has the right to his own opinion. I ain't gonna argue with the man. But my opinion is, I think we elevated each other. We connected on a whole different level because there were certain members in my crew that they didn't necessarily dislike the fella. You know what I'm saying? But you know how that shit goes. It's a competitive sport.
Y'all don't know this rap game is like the crack game. If you ever was in that type of position before, it's all about people trying to cut your throat in this business. They trying to feed you poison.
I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Ain't nobody getting this game to just be an average motherfucker. I don't give a fuck. Everybody that starts this shit, they want to be the largest rapper in the world. That's their dream. They want to be large. They want to be in it. Nobody don't want to just come in here and make mediocre money and just live, you know, average. If you wanted to live average, you could have got a 9 to 5.
The way Big was popping and the way the Wu took that, it grew into something else. I don't know exactly what it was, but that little slight about babies on album covers.
Niggas is biting off your album cover and shit. Yeah. Boom, bad enough, they biting lines like niggas killed me when they came with some niggas bit off a 9 shit. You know what I'm saying? Well, niggas caught this little album cover, boom, then I did a 9 to that shit.
After working at The Source, Matty C went on to head A&R at Loud Records, signing Raekwon and Ghostface Killah of the Wu-Tang Clan to their own solo deals.
I think Ray and Ghost, they appreciated the fact that I was trying to work with them out of everybody in the Wu, but at the same time, they also want to establish we do whatever the fuck we want.
We done came to them ahead of time on some, yo, this how it's gonna be, fuck with it or not. They ain't wanna fuck with it, so now we all blown up and everybody wanna be down there.
Big was looking at me like, yo, how you let that go down? It wasn't fucking with me for a minute. I'm like, is that what I'm supposed to do? Tell an artist what not to say on the record? Word? That's what you want somebody doing to you?
He ain't do shit to them for me to be like, I ain't fucking with Biggie. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even respond to that shit. You know? He kept it to himself. I respected that. And eventually they did too, because they got a lot of love for Big Pop.
Have you seen Ray since the first one? What did he say to you before? It was that it wasn't true, right? I love this shit.
Big was such an avid hip-hop fan that in the early 90s, when NWA started to really pop in New York too, he started, you know, opening up his ears and not just checking for New York shit. He wasn't somebody to me that would just focus on New York shit, you know? And his man Henny all the time around him, hitting him over the head.
I used to listen to all kind of West Coast shit. Like, they used to be tripping out on me. Like, what the fuck are you listening to? Who are you listening to? I'm like, yo, this is Spice One. This is Ant Banks. This is Tupac.
I can tell you stories about this guy with the Boys in the Hood twisting his hair, coming had us the only one out of 20 people, you know, really telling us what it was with West Coast hip hop.
When I used to play West Coast music to him, he just used to be like, look, and then you're like, you serious? What are you listening to? Like, come on, like, I don't want to listen to this. We ain't got to listen to this. But, you know, certain songs he listened to, like, everybody was on Snoop, Death Row.
Big walked with me from the train, I got off the train to home. You got the chronic.
I was at Matty C's crib, and he was laying there like, I guess he was staring at the people in the chronic album, like that shit was like some real chronic. Like he looking at that shit like it was some weed.
He was like a rap sponge and like love to talk about it and you know, like debate on, you know, who's iller and, you know, whatever.
One of Big's favorite artists soon became one of his closest friends.
It was me, Matt, and Big in the car. The story is, I used to listen to so much Tupac. I was telling Big, yo, Tupac is the best rapper, B. Like, he's the best rapper. He used to be like, looking at me like, yo, what? I used to feel like Tupac is the dopest rapper, man.
Pac genuinely loved Big too, you know. Paul Stewart, your man, told me a story of when they were working on the Poetic Justice movie, driving from San Francisco to LA, like him and Tupac in a fucking car, and Pac played Party and Bullshit the whole way down.
Yep.
Played the same song for like 5-6 hours before he knew who Big was. Stuck off him. He showed Big a lot of love when he came out here, man.
I had recorded with Pac. We had just went in the studio and did them. And they hadn't even came out or nothing. But, you know, street word traveled fast. Somehow Biggie found out about these joints. I don't know who told him. And I remember I saw him one day. I think it might have been up his Bad Boy label. I remember Big, he came up to me and he was like, yo, Mo, man. I was like, what? He was like, yo, Mo, you know you were supposed to give me them joints, man. I just started laughing. Like, I was like, oh, man, come on, man. He was like, nah, Mo, you were supposed to give me them joints, man. But this is before if they even had an animosity, so it was really kind of like just like a jealousy over like, come on, man, why you give him that track? And it was funny to me, man, you know?
Where's Tupac and Biggie Smalls? Yeah.
Not only did I work with them separately on Ready to Die and on Me Against the World and Thug Life album and on the Show soundtrack with Tupac, but I worked with them together on the same record. The song was called Running, or a lot of other people might know it from the full title, Running from the Police, that's right. It was Biggie, Stretch, one of the Outlaws, and that was the song, and Tupac. It was in Studio C, in Unique Recording Studios, Pac with his crew in the studio, Big with his crew in the studio. I had like 1,000 motherfuckers from my projects. Because for y'all that don't know, I'm from the projects too. So the room was tight. It was so many people in the room and everybody was getting along and having a good time. By the time some beef happened, I was like, yo, what happened?
On November 29th, 1994, after another grueling day in court for his sexual assault trial, Tupac headed to Quad Studios to record a song with Uptown recording artist Little Sean.
I remember we was recording Players Anthem, and we all in the engineer room, we all smoking, we all getting high. It's just the Junior Mafia, you know what I'm saying? Little Kim, Big, and you know, a couple other people. Maddie was there, I think, a few other people. So we just getting high. So I remember the engineer was like, yo, man, y'all gotta go out in the hallway or something, man. It's too much smoke in here, yo. And Big was fucking him like, you catching the contact? He was like, yeah. He was like, well, you're making the song hotter now, nigga. You know, so we was laughing. So Big was like, yo, y'all going to the lounge room. So instead of going in the lounge, he said, yo, it's a balcony right here where y'all can go out from the engineer room and y'all can smoke.
I remember us sitting out there and all being surprised and C's making out that was Pac, telling Big Pac was there, and Big immediately saying, go down and get him. Tell him to come up.
We waiting. No Pop. C's go downstairs to get him. Come back crying. Yo, Pop got shot.
All we remember is we're upstairs and little C's comes upstairs running out of the elevator. You remember that part? Yo. We thinking this is a joke, right? Like, yo, C, stop playing. So nobody really moved right away. We thought he was bullshitting for a second. He's like, y'all niggas, for real, this is for real. Like, they downstairs, they robbing niggas downstairs.
When they said that about what happened, like, a few of the members of Big, we all jumped on the elevator. Now, we goes downstairs. Once we get down there, the police like, yo, freeze, everybody out the elevator.
They went in and corralled everybody, took IDs from everybody.
We like, yo, what the fuck? We smell gunpowder and we see Pop bandana there and we see blood on the floor. And niggas is like, oh shit, like, yo, niggas was serious. This shit really happened to this dude. You know what I'm saying? He was down there getting robbed for real.
Even shot. Made it to one of the floors multiple and times. They brought him down from one of the floors in the stretcher.
Yeah, the elevator was too skinny, so they couldn't, carry him out like horizontally. So he came out like slightly vertically. They had to like kind of move him out like that, and it was ill seeing him. And he was just like,
he was laid out.
No, but he was coherent. He was coherent. He was like,
he was pissed off.
Pop come off the elevator in the stretcher, like holding his finger up, looking at niggas, because we all turned around and looked like, he was like pointing his fingers at nigga like, fuck you, fuck y'all niggas. I don't know what that was about. We was like, damn, see, we just was howling at this dude on the balcony. Why is he flipping on us like that?
Big ain't even know he was coming to the studio. He wasn't coming to see to Big section anyway. He ain't even know Big was in the studio. But I guess he figured Big never showed up to the hospital or something. I figured that's what it was. That's what he was saying. But Big ain't had no idea what was going on.
Big did went to the hospital, mind you. He did. The next day he went to the hospital. And I was with Big when we went home. So he was more nervous than anything. He was like, yo, that's messed up on what happened, yo. Who the fuck would do that? You know what I'm saying? And Puff put out a song called Who Shot You, which Big did months ago. And Puff decides to put it out as a radio song.
As everything started to evolve from that night, I realized that there was, real, serious danger beyond what was just going on a music level.
When he got locked up, Big should have reached out to him and would have talked to him more, but I think he would have been more open arms. And you in jail and you getting a letter from somebody, you can't just rip it up. You're going to eventually read it and be like, oh shit, this dude really cared about me, you know what I'm saying? And then out of all that, I'm up here working with Puff. I came up here to do something, whatever, and Puff hooked me up with you. Why Puff couldn't help, get me out of jail when I needed to get out of jail? Who was there to help me? That's how Pop looked at it. Like, damn, Big, look at pull some strings or whatever. Big never, I guess, tried to even reach out on what's what.
It's this nigga named Nas, and you kicking with these niggas named Mobb Deep, and they kicking with some niggas named Bad Boy.
While in jail awaiting a date for his appeal, Tupac began hearing rumors that Biggie not only knew his shooters, but was affiliated with them. With most of his money spent on his family and lawyers' fees, only one person offered to post a $1.4 million bail. Suge Knight of Death Row Records.
So I had a beauty salon. Then I had the tape. I got the copy of the tape, and I put it in. Like, everybody's sitting around looking like, what are you gonna play? Playing, yo, this Pac video, hit him up. Dissing Junior Mafia and Pig. So we watched everybody's mouth just drop.
Though Big did not respond, tension between the East and West Coast began to mount, whether generated by the media or not.
Big model was now staying far away from him. I don't want to have nothing to do with him. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to even be affiliated with it. I don't want nobody to think I'm talking about him on songs or music or nothing like that. He just didn't want no
no parts and no drama would do.
When I was on the corners reading the write-ons and the word-ups, I was just thinking like everybody got along with everybody. Heavy could go hang with Salt, and Dana Dane could go chill with Kane, and everybody's just loving everybody. It's not like that. It's about getting your own. If you with your family, you stick with your family, and you get your own. You know what I'm saying? Associates and friends are two completely different things, man. Keep your friends where you got them, and keep your associates where you got them, and be all about your paper, and you'll succeed.
They failed to understand it wasn't just between Big and Pac, because once Pac implicated this nigga, you got a bunch of other niggas on the sideline that are more or less like fuck niggas any fucking way, ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
You ride from the east side. East side. West Coast niggas, fuck y'all niggas. West Coast niggas ain't no love. You know me, ain't no love. No love.
The media blows up everything now. Everything, especially with the Tupac shit, the Snoop shit.
Big never thought about not coming out here. He thought about, you know what? I'm gonna go out there because I have fans and I got people who love me on the West Coast. So he didn't even want to go there with the mentality that would be like, oh, I'm scared, oh, I'm drama. I mean, yeah, of course, when you get here, you're gonna be a little bit like concerned.
Make it seem like rappers is different from human beings, you know what I'm saying? I mean, in any situation, you know what I'm saying, no matter who it is, if you feel violated and you that type of person that get down like that, you know what I'm saying, like me or any of my niggas, you know what I'm saying, if a nigga was to disrespect me and I had a gap, I would handle my business.
In the midst of Tupac's allegations towards Biggie, Biggie made remarks to a Canadian journalist that he did not like nor listen to a certain West Coast artist.
We're in Sacramento to do a show. We get there, it's like a warehouse. And we don't see too many cars, we don't see, it's a little weird. So we're like, well, I guess the crowd is light tonight. They have a DJ playing. And we're still looking around, we're like, it's not a lot of people here. It's maybe 10, 15 people at the most. So Big goes on. He's performing. All of a sudden they start throwing coins at him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that about? We head out, get to the back. The limousine is there, but the driver's gone. All of a sudden, you start hearing the trunks of cars opening. You just hear boom, 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 boom. Like, what the hell is that? And you just hear. I turn around, I'm like, oh, shit. It's a gang of dudes with guns. Now, the limo door was open. So I was able to put Big in there. They come up and they just very irate. That was some bullshit your man said in the newspaper. He did the article about my man. We getting ready to get him. I said, you know what? Get that man on the phone. I think that man and Big need to talk. If they wanted to go down after that, then so be it. But I think they need to have a conversation because they haven't had a conversation to this point.
You never lose your street mentality. If fools want to, you know what I'm saying, step on your soil, you know what I'm saying? If a fool come at you on tape or something, it depends on who it is. I'm going to come back on them. If they're a small fry, I ain't even trying to get at them. But if they got a name for themselves and they call themselves embarrassing me, I'm going to get back at them.
They talked for maybe 5 minutes. He hands the phone back out. I was like, yeah, so what is it, man? He was like, you know what, you was right. Get the phone back to the little dude. I get a phone back. He was pissed. Man, but now we got him right here. Oh, come on, man. Now they ain't going nowhere. We got him. So I guess your boy was just like, listen here, man, let him go. And give our boy the phone back. So he gives me the phone. He said, listen, I'm gonna have 2 of my boys escort y'all back to the hotel. And they're gonna stay there until y'all catch the plane in the morning. Because I don't know what any other knuckleheads is gonna do to you. Trying to, be on some dick riding shit or just trying to get in good graces or whatever, but I'm gonna hold you down till you leave my city. And he did that. He made sure we got out of there safely. And for both reasons, for the way that he got us there, because he booked the show himself to make sure he knew where we were gonna be and everything. So for the way that he got us, I respect him. And for the way that he took care of us, After we resolved the situation, I respect him even more.
We not the Britney Spears types. We not the Justin Timberlakes. We will whoop your fucking ass. You got niggas that come fresh out of jail looking for record deals. These are sociopathic motherfuckers, man. They don't give a fuck about themselves, let alone you. And you got the nerve. Look, niggas get shot over talking about another nigga mom or disrespecting a nigga wife in the street, nigga. So imagine if you gonna talk about this nigga and talk down about him like his shit ain't real. Nigga, he gonna see you. But he ain't gonna be the one to do it. It's gonna be one of them little niggas on the sideline feeling like they doing him a favor.
On September 7th, 1996, after watching his man Mike Tyson beat Bruce Seldon, Tupac was headed to an after party with Suge Knight when he was shot 6 times. 6 days later, after losing a lung, his body gave out. And on September 13th, 1996, Tupac was pronounced dead.
Cause then it was like, yo, this shit is real. This nigga fucking got murked, man. This nigga's dead, B.
I felt him. I still feel him. You know, we got the records. You know, I'm out here every day. He run the radio station. Every time I hear him, I feel him. So he gonna always be here.
Big love Pac. There's no beef with Pac. That was on some other upper echelon bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Pac love Pac. Pac used to run with Big. Big used to run with Pac. Ain't no fucking drama with Pac. There's some other shit.
Yo. Kill you, motherfucker. Hello? Kill you, motherfucker. Word. For you and your niggas, y'all ain't shit, nigga. Watch your motherfucking back. Eat a dick.
It got to a point where it got so hectic that he was changing his fucking number like every month, if I'm not mistaken. Like he'll have a number and I'll be calling this number, and then one day the shit is just gone, like the number's off. And then I'll have to see him somewhere or CCs or something, like, yo, I'm trying to reach out to Big, y'all need his number, and they'll give me his number and we'll start talking again. But then it got to one point where that number got cut and I never got in contact with him no more.
All I can remember is Puffy telling me that on this Life After Death album, we go on more radio. We going for more commercial. We going for more club.
But I remember like discussions that we had where he was like, damn, you know, Puff is trying to make me do, you know, like these R&B shits. And just like, yo, Matt, yo, man, like, you know, it's like, cause he was like a hip hop head. Like that was it, you know. So at the time, he was just like, oh man, you know, he's making me do these records. I don't want to do this shit.
After a while, Big really understand. Puff was like, yo, you need them songs, radio songs, we need them hit songs. And Big was just figuring, I could come spit, and that's what I do, spit. And no, we need them radio songs, we need them club songs, and then you could do what you want to do. So a lot of times, you know, Puffy always made sure he did the right thing when it came down to music.
He said I'm supposed to be prepared to rhyme at any time, at any place. I got rhymes, you know what I'm saying? So I ain't sweating. You going to Florida, B? Yeah.
Well, the last time I ever saw Biggie it was at Daddy's house, Puffy's recording studio. Big was in there, Jay-Z was in there. And they were supposed to do some record together. They didn't even know what it was going to be called or what it was going to be yet. Big is pacing in one direction back and forth, and Jay is pacing back and forth in another direction. So picture them just doing this. And both just mumbling to themselves. You got two dudes mumbling to themselves. They don't write lyrics down, so they're mumbling. He did that for a good while. Then Big came over to me. He was like, yo, Mo, I'm gonna step out with Jigga. I'll be back. It was the last time I ever saw him. I got a phone call telling me, yo, Mo, you hear what Big did to your shit? I said, what? It's like, yo, he murdered your joint. I was like, what you talking about? It was like, yo, the More Bounce joint? I was like, all right. It was like, yo, he calling that shit. It's called Going Back to Cali. I said, no, don't do that. I'm thinking that it was some like teasing, like tempting kind of song, kind of lyrics. But then when I really listened to the song, when I finally heard it, it's like it was an ode to California.
After finishing his album in January of '97 with the March 25th release date set, Big headed to Los Angeles to shoot the video for his first single and help Puffy prepare for his debut as a rapper. A short trip turned into a long one as Big got comfortable with the LA lifestyle.
I picked him up at the airport. They got in the car. They had a preview copy of the album. We was banging, going back to Cali and Hypnotized out of there. You know what I mean? And it was a wonderful thing.
That's why I'm out here, you know what I'm saying? We hitting every club, every radio station, you know. We get our little eye screws and everything, but I just tell them straight up, yo, you know you love me. It's real. Come on, you don't got rated that?
I heard that he was going out there to do an album release party. I said it was a bad move, but I wasn't running his career, you know.
That be blew the fuck up. You're gonna be all right, because that's what they told about the backs. Everything's gonna be all right.
Like Big said, the weather's positive and the weed and the women were definitely positive. There's no question as to why he wanted to extend his time in California and why they loved coming out here.
On March 1st, 1997, Big stopped by the Los Angeles-based world-famous Wake Up Show, where he discussed a range of issues, from the incident at Quad Studios to Pac's death to what he was up to in LA.
B.I.G. chilling, you know what I mean? My man, Texas Sway, world famous Wake Up Show, you know, we balling out here in Cali, you know, East Coast Dawn in the house.
It was exactly 1 week before he passed away. It was the last interview, honestly, that it was in depth of what's happening with you, what's going on, you know, how, you know, he was just acting a little bit different.
Yeah, that's my artist.
What? That don't even make sense. That don't make sense.
Why you say that?
Don't he own the label? How could you be an artist on a label and managing the owner? That don't make sense.
For you, bro. That's
that's
ballism at its best.
When
bro.
he stepped to me, he said, yo, nobody can teach me how to be the best rapper better than the best rapper.
We had just did an interview with Tupac. Look, man, when I ran into him, he was just like, yo, make the street joints, but make a couple of records for radio and the females so you can broaden your sales. And that's the information that Biggie felt Pac was giving him. But then later on, when Pac, the beef really started, Pac was saying he bit everything. You know, this is my style, my gimmick, my whole flow that I was gonna do. I'm telling you, man, our show is listened to so closely by a lot of dudes, including gangster cats, including street cats, hip hoppers, backpackers, you know. And I just feel like they listened to it and they probably dug into it a little bit more. Like, man, this dude is out here acting cocky right now. That's not what they wanted.
The most dangerous thing about California is that you can always lull yourself into a certain false sense of security, and then bam, there you are.
If you out this way, you better have some street connects, or you better have a bunch of undercover cops or cops around you. That's when you're safe. I mean, he was just rolling around with little C's and a couple of girls. And I was like, okay, man, okay, that looks a little cocky right now, man, but I wouldn't do that. And during that week, I remember running into people and they were telling me like, man, Big is your friend, right? Yeah, he was like, yo, I would tell him to get out of LA right now, man.
If you didn't come from the streets and you weren't involved, you know, in the whole Blood and Crip thing, you couldn't imagine it was that bad. Like, people were really gonna take it to this level and elevate it to where it was dangerous.
That's definitely a New York frame of mind. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, being from LA and having been involved, you know, with Death Row and, you know, just pretty much every artist in the game, you know, there's a definite respect, even to ignorance, that's necessary.
As a journalist, I was one of the last people to interview the Notorious B.I.G. I actually interviewed him in one of the top floors of this hotel, this suite, Friday night after the Soul Train Awards, 36 hours before he was murdered. I remember watching the Soul Train Awards in Big's hotel room with him because he still got a kick out of seeing himself. Not like.
Y'all niggas been pimpin'? Who's been pimpin'?
I be with them steppers.
Big money investors. Suck my daddy dick in a Tesla. My mouth is reckless. I eat these hoes for breakfast.
Ain't no Hakuna Matata. I hit his mata. Waiter, I turn your noodle to pasta. I send your boo to a doctor. Wow. Niggas is goofy. You gon' run to the coppers. Me? I gon' run from my chopper. I pop a bean. I turn green. Wait, I turn to a monster. Fifth, I'll lift you out your prodigy. Nigga, I ain't with the boxing. I smack your bitch out of sneakers. I never listen to teachers. Look at my bitch, she a keeper. Look at my jewelry. My whiz came with the features like.
Trey Pound 7 pimp smack. Big knowledge known for getting stacked. Impact that mag in the back of the act. I'm cruising in my spaceship. The baddest bitches I attract. They say I don't know how to act. The biggest nigga on the track. Ask G Governor Roddy Mac. I took this pimp across the map. And I kept my city on my back. With a bad bitch and a loaded strap. Get out of line, you getting clapped. Your baby mama getting whacked. And I have my demon smoke it pack. Right back.
I bet them steppers. Big money investors. Suck my daddy dick in a Tesla. My mouth is reckless. I eat these hoes for breakfast.
Médico, yo lo tengo. Mac 11, do the tango. I pop the beans in the yellow. Her pussy tastes like a mango.
I got it covered all angles. It goes deeper when it hang low. If it's one of mine, it's a bankroll. If it's one of yours, she just stank hoe.
I got a bitch in a pole. I got a bitch in a stroll. I put my dick in the belly. I put my tongue in her soul.
Now she love me long time. This pimpin' is out of control. I choke and spit in the hole. I fuck on her shit till it's swole. It's gangsta pimpin' and you know this. I serve a nigga for his whole bitch. They mesmerize. He's so rich. He's so lit. He's so pimp.
I'm in this shit like what? I'm in this shit like woo. I get to steppin' with steppers. She wanna fuck with the wolves. Raw. Wait she want me to buy some shoes. Oh, mommy, you really don't got a clue.
Got big money invested. It's 2 2 3s when we step in. I step in with your best bitch and you left sit.
I be with them steppers. Big money investors. Suck my daddy dick in a Tesla. My mouth is reckless. I eat these hoes for breakfast. Thirsty.